Today's Community Focus, the Democratic primary race for governor is currently a rematch. Helena Foulkes joins me now in studio to talk about why she's running again. Thanks so much for being here.
Hi, Kim. Good to see you.
So 60 seconds or less, why do you think you should be the next governor of Rhode Island?
Well, I think people are feeling so stressed out in Rhode Island right now. Between all the economic hardships, it's just hard to feel like you can afford to live here. And the sense that the state's not working for people, the Washington Bridge being the poster child for that. And then you pile on top of that the Trump administration and all of the stress that it's adding. For example, SNAP benefits potentially going away at the end of this week. And I've spent a lot of time the last 3 years listening to people, and they're really looking for change. And I know how to lead. I've been an executive. I've led a large organization of 200,000 people, an $80 billion budget. And I really want to make this a state where people can feel so proud to live here and live the lives that they're looking to live.
You mentioned the Washington Bridge, and Jim Hummel of the Hummel Report crossed a story in the Providence Journal just this week that revealed some leaked documents showed, among other things, that a finding that the broken rods in the westbound span of the Washington Bridge were corroding for at least 15 years. That information was not included in a draft report about the bridge provided to the DOT. When you hear something like that, what do you think?
It's hard to feel like anyone's being honest with us. And, you know, I think one of the things that I've heard most often from people that I'm speaking to, and I was just late to this interview because I was stuck on the bridge. So I get it. People are feeling really stressed out. I was imagining if I were driving here and I was late for daycare, all those things, late for my job. So I think the number one thing I've heard from people is a sense of frustration that the governor is sort of poo-hooing their concerns and making it seem like it's no big deal. It is a big deal. And on top of it, you learn that the DOT knew a lot of this. How far it goes back, I'm not totally clear, at least a decade. We have to learn more. But we all want the governor just to be honest with us. Tell us what happened, and mostly tell us you're going to hold people accountable. And that hasn't happened. And, you know, people come up to me and they say, if this were my job and I were the head of the DOT, I would have lost my job by now. And the governor's not doing that. It's not getting better. And the way he handled this has really cost the taxpayers of state more money and added more time to fixing the bridge. So it's really frustrating.
I think the thing that we hear most frequently from viewers is about unaffordable housing, particularly first-time home buyers and renters. The price is just really high. And while the governor and the legislature are working to tackle the overall housing crisis, I think the criticism is we need help now. So what would you do in the immediate future to address the affordability of housing?
Yes, it's the number one thing I hear about myself. I mean, gosh, we used to be the most affordable place to be. This is why people came to Rhode Island or stayed here. Now in this state, you have to be making over $112,000 just to afford a home anywhere. Never mind, rents have gotten way more expensive. So we need a much more nimble government. You know, it's great that we passed a $120 million housing bond last year. We voted on this last November. And the governor just this week is announcing what we're doing with it. Like, why are we taking so long? So I think if this were your own family member and your family member was looking for a house, you wouldn't be waiting a year to figure out what to do. You'd be moving fast. You'd be taking all these empty buildings and figuring out how you can convert them faster. I mean, you look at, you know, you drive the bus from downtown Providence out to Central Falls, you're going along Pawtucket, you see all these empty buildings that could be converted. And I think a combination of a public and private mindset and just an ability to move faster and really be working for the people of Rhode Island.
Democratic candidate for governor Helena Foulkes. We are out of time. So much more to talk about, so we'll have you back on soon, but thanks for being here.
Thanks, Kim. Appreciate it.